We acknowledge the traditional owners of the lands on which these films have been made all over Australia. We acknowledge elders past and present and all First Nation peoples watching us today. Hi everyone, it's time to get in the groove. I'm Carol and welcome to Seniors in the Groove, the best of the Victorian Seniors Festival 2020. We're shining a light on some creative and inspiring talent featured online in the Victorian Seniors Festival 2020. We've got music, song, dance, performances from a diverse range of cultures. Seniors in the Groove, created especially for Victorian seniors. Welcome to Seniors in the Groove. Have you thought about running away to the circus? Because it's not too late. All you need is a hat or a brown paper bag. Our first guests today are Batton and Broadway circus performers. Sue and Deb describe their performance style as art house circus. And they'll show us that it's not too late to run away to the circus. So get your hat ready. A lot of us think we're good photographers. We can take some pretty good snaps. But to be a really great photographer, we need to aspire to the level of Ponch Hawkes. She can take photos and turn them into masterpieces. She's had her works exhibited in the Australian National Gallery and the National Gallery of Victoria. Then get ready to get in the groove and get moving with some line dancing. And we're not talking about the old American boot scooting type of line dancing. If you look at line dancing where you are, you might find it's got a disco feel, a ballroom feel, rock and roll feel. Today, Marie Petersz is going to take us through some line dancing, and she has people up to the age of 91 in her classes. So, what's your excuse? Give it a go. Now, we're off to the circus with Beck.
We're joined by some of Australia's most beloved circus luminaries. It's Batton and Broadway. Good morning, Sue.
Oh, good morning.
Hi, Deb.
Good morning.
And we're taking tea.
So good to be here.
And Sue, can I ask you, when did you first fall in love with the circus?
Oh, I was a vaudeville baby. I fell in love with vaudeville first and circus second, and I fell in love with the whole art form when I was at university, when I was 17 or 18.
And Deborah, when did you run away and join the circus?
In my 30s, I had been working in physical theatre and community dance prior to that, but I also had a history as a gymnast. So running away with the circus kind of brought all of that together.
And Sue, what is it that you love about this physical performance form?
So variable. You can be one thing one day and another thing the next day. There's never a dull moment.
And Deborah, what is it that you love about the circus?
Well, I think that my body is my first language. And so for me, when I'm working physically, it's when I actually feel at my most intelligent. Which, you know, might mean that I'm just not very intelligent, but I like to think it's because I've got a very intelligent body that has taught me how to think.
And Sue, with that incredibly intelligent body, what has been one of your career highlights?
What really astonished me about the circus was how universal it was. So I've toured in Africa, in Papua New Guinea, in South America, all over the world with various kinds of circus performance, and the universality of the laughter that it generates is always the same.
And Deborah, what's been a career highlight for you?
Oh, you know, it's so difficult because honestly, the latest thing I'm doing always feels like the highlight.
Can you share with us what is it that you love about each other as performers?
I love about Deb the fact that everything I do, she finds an answer for and does it differently.
What I love about working with Sue is that she has this incredible range of ridiculous skills, and she's really, really happy for me to mess her about with her wonderful skills and just make her life as difficult as I possibly can. And she's just so amenable to that. Possibly our latest kind of big project is the Classics, which is a sort of cabaret style variety circus performance where everyone in the cast must be over 50, and it might have to go up to over 60 soon because most of us are in the over 60s bracket. And, you know, some people do old material that they've been doing for 30 years, and some people are inventing new material. And we are just loving the opportunities that we get to do Batton Broadway Presents the Classics with all of these fabulous performers who have got such lineage and such skills.
Speaking of classics, Batton and Broadway have had a really wonderful relationship with the Victorian Seniors Festival. What is it that you love about the festival?
The thing that we love most about the Seniors Festival is an opportunity to do exactly what we feel like in front of a fantastic audience that really appreciates the maturity and the age that we bring to it. So we've done 3 or 4 years now with the Seniors Festival, and every year is different, but every year is a fantastic exploration of what's possible.
We still have lots of things to say, and we still have lots of things to share with our audience. And I think one of the things that you lose a little bit when you get a bit older is your ego. And so you don't feel like you have to be at the very top of your skills, but you've still got lots of skills. And it's really fun to share them with people in surprising new ways.
For more information on the Seniors Online Festival or to watch more videos, please visit seniorsonline.vic.gov.au.
Our next guest on In the Groove is a renowned photographer. Ponch Hawkes has been working in the field since the 1970s. Her work is exhibited in the Australian National Gallery and the National Gallery of Victoria, and in collections in Australia and around the world. Ponch Hawkes, welcome to In the Groove. How are you?
I'm fine, in lockdown, but, going okay. Luckier than most.
Now, Ponch, your work chronicles the social, community and political life of Melbourne, and your latest body of work, Lay Down Your Head, addresses a very pressing social issue.
Yes, it's about women and homelessness. What a lot of people perhaps don't realise is that there's a growing problem of women and homelessness. And we're seeing it in the suburbs, even though we often see women in the street in the CBD, and that's how people think about homelessness. Actually, it's the person who's having to be on your couch for a month because they haven't got anywhere else to stay, or at your nana's, or at their nana's, or in a caravan, or worse, in a boarding house, or in a couch in the street, because there simply isn't enough housing for all the people who have nowhere to live. And really, people find themselves homeless so quickly. One pay packet, one bad experience, one lost job, they've got nowhere to stay. It's a terrible problem in our society. We should be able to afford better.
Your exhibition, Flesh After 50, is a glorious celebration of the female form. Over 500 photographs of women over 50 naked.
The whole idea of it is such an incredible novelty because, as far as I can see, nothing else exists like it in the world. It's so unusual to find photographs of older women naked, solid, respectful photographs of older women. They just don't exist. This project, which was originated by Professor Martha Hickey at the Royal Women's Hospital and Jane Scott, the curator, which has a wide selection of artists in this exhibition. And then I did the 500. It was so amazing, I can't tell you. People came from everywhere. Like the first couple of weeks we were doing it just in Melbourne, and people came from Echuca and Shepparton and Blackgowrie and all over. Lots of people really keen to go in it, to be in it, to be a part of something. Other ones thought they had a responsibility, they should do it. Other people thought it was time they investigated their body. Some people, for example, had had a mastectomy and wanted to go along, had their photograph taken saying, I'm still me, even though I've had my breast removed. It's a very powerful work, but it's heaps of fun as well.
Now, Ponch, you have performed for the wonderful Victorian Seniors Festival in the past. In fact, in 2016, I believe you were part of the cast of an event called Sex and Death.
This was an iteration of a work that we had done several versions of. We, in fact, went to Amsterdam and did it a couple of years ago and had done it in Melbourne several times. It was devised by Samara Hirsch with Beck Reed and a group of Victorian elders. Because we couldn't do it physically this time, couldn't go to Darwin, we did it online, and we were discussing the big questions of life about sex and death. If you ever get a chance to do that work, it's a really extraordinary experience, whatever way you're part of it. They're great questions to have the opportunity to answer in your life.
Speaking of travel, Ponch, your photography has taken you all over the world.
I've had the great fortune to do a lot of travelling with Circus Oz. So go to exotic places in the world with the circus troupe to bring people enjoyment. That's the only way I can describe it. I mean, of course, it's a family. It's terribly difficult. Being on the road is really hard. But on the other hand, it was great. And I saw places I never would have seen before.
Ponch, as well as your own exhibitions, you have documented the Melbourne performance scene since the early days, including Circus Oz and the Pram Factory. What do you love about Circus Oz and Melbourne's performance scene more generally?
The thing I'm so missing in the lockdown is sweat. I want to go to the theatre and I want to see someone performing in front of me. That's what I want. That is what I miss. I get something back from watching sport, even though I'm watching it on TV, with the same sort of elements, with people extending themselves and being creative and having to pursue their dreams. In theatre, you meet so many wonderful people. You see, it's all done by artists and they've all got great ideas, and you're being constantly extended. That's what the theatre does. That's what playwrights do. They open the world up to you. We'd come from sort of La Mama and got that Pram Factory building. It was an incredible time because Australia was just coming out of the sort of yoke of colonialism, really, and the English drawing room drama. And so here it was, people were making shows about the Golden Holden. At that time, the Women's Theatre Group started up. So this was in 1975. And we had just these completely sold out shows for several years because there had been no work made by women about women. They were really exciting times. Of course, and there was a great, marvellous array of actors there. Evelyn Crape, Max Gillies, John Wood, Sue Ingleton, Carol Porter, Jane Clifton was there, who were all putting on in a collective situation.
Ponch, your work connects art and sport beautifully. In fact, you were the winner of the Basil Sellers Creative Fellowship and a finalist in the Art Prize. What was this body of work that you created as a result of this wonderful prize?
Basil Sellers he's a sports nut, but he's also an art patron. And he realised that in his collection, he was reviewing his collection. For someone who was so nutty about sport, he had no works about sport. And unfortunately, I didn't win the prize, but I did win the fellowship that accompanied it, which was an office at the MCG and an opportunity to make work in that environment. And I made a work about love, about what it takes for a junior athlete to become successful. My piece, which was a little temple I built inside Gate 2, to this idea about love. And what was wonderful was the guides at the MCG, because you can go on a guided tour there, and they would take people through, and as they'd come past to show people, they go, and this is the temple of love.
Now, Ponch, we're both connected as passionate fans of a great sporting team, one of the best.
Can the pies!
Good old Collingwood forever.
Born Collingwood, bred Collingwood, die Collingwood.
Hi, I know a lot of you watching today have done some chair exercise. You're in your chair doing a bit of exercise. Could be chair dancing, it could be chair tai chi. But how many of you have tried car dancing? You're in the car, you've got the music on, you're doing a bit of this. You're at the lights, of course. I was doing it once, and this car pulled up next to me, and the lady rolled down the window and she went, "I want what you're on." Give it a go. I challenge you all. Next time you're in a car, do some chair dancing. And if you're really brave, try it in the bus or the train. Now, I also know that a lot of you watching know about Okinawa and its reputation for longevity, having the most number of people per head that live to over 100. Centenarian, or even 110, which is a super centenarian. Now, there's lots of great lifestyle things going on in Okinawa, but they also have a fabulous attitude to life. If you go to the northern end of Okinawa, near the beach, there is a monument. And engraved in the monument is an ancient proverb. And it says, at 70, you are still a child. At 80, a young man or woman. At 90, if someone from heaven invites you over, tell them to go away and come back when you're 100. And then you might consider it. Now today we're going to meet Kamato Hongo. She's a super centenarian from Tokushima. Now Kamato had 7 children, 27 grandchildren, 57 great-grandchildren and 11 great-great-grandchildren. And she lived to 116. Now 3 of the great things that Kamato did was she ate raw fish, she drank green tea, and she did taiyadori. She's in her chair and she's doing taiyadori, a traditional Japanese dance in her chair. till she was 116. So coming up now, we've got some fun line dancing with Marie. And if you're under 116, try doing some moves in your chair.
Hello, I'm Beck Reed and welcome back to the Victorian Seniors Festival reimagined in 2020. This week we are really in the groove and we're going a little bit left of centre with a line dancing legend. It's the one and only Marie Petersz. Hello, Marie.
Hi Beck, how are you?
Very well, Marie. Can you tell us how line dancing became such an important part of your life?
Well, to go to line dancing, I have to start with dancing. I love dancing growing up and as far as I can remember, and I always squeezed in a little bit of dancing wherever I could. But of course, being a new migrant to Australia and having a family, raising my family, having a mortgage, having a career, left little time for doing anything of my own. But like I said, I still squeezed in some dancing whenever I could at other people's classes. It was only later on, I'm a late bloomer. It was only later on that I stumbled upon a little groove that I could use to do what I really wanted to do, and that was to teach people how to dance. And so I went to the U3A one day and I said to them, I'd like to join one of your line dancing classes. And they said to me, we don't have one, but would you like to start one? And I said, yes. And that's how it all started. And then I saw how good it was for the seniors. Of course, line dancing, as they say, is good for movement, socialization, fitness and everything. But from little kids to seniors, but mostly the seniors love to dance, and I think we've made it a little bit easier for them now that we are left of center and we don't do the old-fashioned American boot scooting anymore. I'd love to see the people coming in. They want to test their mental capacity, they want to test their physical capacity, they want to let go, and they're so keen. And you should see them, their faces when they master a dance. When they master a dance routine, they're so elated and they said, oh, I can't do it, I want to do it. And the energy with which they put themselves into, and the enthusiasm with which they come into dance classes is what really brings a tear to my eye. And I really love that part of it.
Marie, what is your greatest satisfaction from your line dancing practice?
I feel that I'm doing something really useful for the community. And of course, even gone further to take these classes to nursing homes and retirement villages, and you should see them. They never stop moving, grooving, moving anything they can move. And these days, left of center again, we don't have to use only country music for line dancing. We can use any music that gives you the beat, and you can dress all way you want. You don't have to wear your boots and your hats and everything.
What is your connection to the Victorian Seniors Festival?
Teaching at the U3A Nunawading, we get to see all the seniors' newspapers, and there was this ad saying that they needed dancers and performers for the Seniors Festival each year. And then I went to the course coordinator at the U3A Nunawading and I said, can I take my group and dance there? And they said, why not? So it was the first time we had even performed there in line dancing. Then I met Chris Reedy, and he was such a nice gentleman. And whatever we wanted, he gave us. I said, Chris, you've got to give us a spot near the stage. We want to be seen. And even that, he was able to fit us in there. And people look forward to us every year coming to dance. And this year, I'm glad that we're doing a dance where we can dance together from their lounge rooms. It's because we dance with our heart. They say that you move with your feet, but it's with your heart that you dance. And that's me. So dancing keeps me young and active, and it's a good thing to pass on to other people, that while you can move, you should move. So forward, behind, side, and point and clap. And the other way. Forward, behind, side, point and clap.
Today, we learnt that you're not too old to run away to the circus, to take up photographic modelling, or to do line dancing. Which one are you going to try? I'm Carol, and this is Seniors in the Groove.